all good things come to an end. Unless it's martial arts, of course. Honestly, martial arts is a gift that keeps on giving, and the movies feature some of the most enjoyable pieces of action on camera. The love for martial arts movie fights is so high that we got an overwhelming response for our top 10 martial arts movie fights volume 1. Many of you were disappointed to see that your favorite stars and fight scenes didn't make the cut, so we've come back with a bigger, badder and cooler list of martial arts fights in movies. We're gonna stop our big mouth right here because when it comes to martial arts, it's all about pure action. So get set, bam! Starting off the list, we have Sergeant Geddes versus Ip Man in the end fight. We're starting off the list with the end of an era. Donnie Yen donning the robe of the legendary Ip Man one last time. And what a beautiful thing it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite ruthless as well. Ip Man's brush against the devilish American Sergeant Geddes was nothing short of a spectacle. As it turns out, Americans have a hard time accepting different cultures. Sprinkle some racism and xenophobia and it's not hard to hate the hardcore Sergeant. But Geddes is one hell of a fighter and he's angry. The lean and small Ip Man is no match for his brutal strength, and Ip Man soon realizes that with a broken hand and bloody face. But hey, it's Ip Man, the master of Wing Chun. He lands quick blows, but Geddes throws him across with sheer hatred. Ip Man gets up each and every time he's down until there's no opponent to stand against him. Donnie Yen finishes the 5-minute adrenaline rush of a fight with the iconic punch on Geddes' windpipe. Geddes is then on all fours, choking for air and grasping for some dignity. A perfect end to a breathtaking fight scene and rousing end to an era. Coming next is Jackie Chan versus Jet Li. Speaking of legends, we have two right here now. You already know it's gonna be awesome. The crux of the matter is a staff which neither of the fighters wants to let go. Jackie Chan channels his drunken master persona and Jet Li's already in his usual talk less kick more zone. Two legendary martial artists show amazing agility and skill sets and land lethal blows on each other. The Mantis and the Tiger battle it out, but it's no Kung Fu Panda. They even show some mad football skills in this as well. It's like Messi and Ronaldo fighting it out, but with Kung Fu instead. The fight lasts for a few minutes, and if you can see through all of the dust, it's actually pretty rad. BOYKA versus DOLOR makes it to number 8. Scott Adkins is too good a fighter to have just one martial art fight sequence in our list. The BOYKA versus DOLOR end fight in Undisputed 3 is some of the coolest hand-to-hand combat that you are ever gonna see. It's not just martial arts, it's much more than that. Scott Adkins is a great MMA fighter and his taekwondo skills are just off the charts. He uses a mix of taekwondo, Muay Thai and kickboxing to land killer blows on his opponent DOLOR. DOLOR's not a slacker either though. He breaks BOYKA's leg like a stick and continues to beat the living daylights out of BOYKA. But in a true never say die attitude, BOYKA is back on his feet, limping and not yet falling. Thanks to some sleek action, fast forward sequences and a camera that worships the fighters, we have a bloody awesome fight scene right here. You've seen Jet Li versus Jackie Chan. Now it's time for Jet Li versus Donnie Yen. The clash between two legends is nothing short of epic. Unlike typical martial arts fights, this entire fight uses weapons and in true Kung Fu fashion, it is of course bamboo. But since it's Kung Fu bamboo, it can break your bones and make holes in walls. Both Donnie Yen and Jet Li show us some hardcore parkour skills as their bamboo hits everything but each other. The second part of the fight is totally bossed by Donnie Yen. I mean, who would have thought you could beat the shit out of someone with just a friggin' towel? Well, Donnie Yen did. Right from the multi-level fight in the beginning to the last blood-gushing stroke, this one is one gem of a fight scene. Jackie Jackie Chan versus Ken Lo takes the number 6 spot. Jackie Chan may not be the ideal person to talk to about alcohol, but he's sure a near-perfect martial artist. The evergreen Drunken Master is back in this 8-minute relentless piece of action. The movements of both the fighters are so swift, you'll almost forget that they're not actually dancing, but trying to kill each other. Ken Lo's in fine form thanks to the never-ending legs of the Flash. Initially, Jackie Chan actually just manages to hold his shit together, but a few fiery amber and alcoholic drinks later, the classic Drunken Master comes out. Jackie Chan uses the most outrageous and funniest moves to beat Ken Lo to a pulp. Ken Lo was actually Jackie Chan's bodyguard, and the kicks he landed on the Drunken Master are nothing short of awesome. It took almost 4 months to get the moves right. While perfecting each and every second of this fight sequence, both the fighters actually injured themselves multiple times, but the result is simply stupendous. Next up, we have UWAIS and Donnie versus Mad Dog. Now, martial arts fans don't need any introduction to the Raid series. This is the single most influential martial arts movie franchise that has silently amassed a huge following. As with every awesome Raid fight, there's less talking and more kicking, and that's exactly what we're going to do. What makes this particular fight between Iko, Donnie and Mad Dog such an exhilarating one is that it breaks the predictable mold of hero versus villain. Here, the bad guy is actually more powerful, and he's outnumbered by the good guys. The enclosed space means that the fighters have to make the most of their fist and team skills. Mad Dog can blow away Iko and Donnie every single day, but when they're together, the fight is a little bit more equal. Yet, Mad Dog kicks and punches them to bloody pulps. The action is incredibly choreographed, and you could never tell who's winning until the very last moment. The final fight from Ong Bak comes in next. It was a long time coming, wasn't it? A martial arts movie fight list without Ong Bak? Nah, not possible. The number 4 spot goes to the epic fighting spree at the end of Ong Bak. Our favorite Muay Thai warrior faces the goons of Gomutan, and a kick-ass fight starts. Ting flips, floats, kicks and punches his way through the men as he tries to stop the Don. In true Ong Bak fashion, this fight is all about blood, sweat and awesome moments. Tony Jaa masters the Guyver kick to utter perfection and lands heavy blows with his legs, and when he's not kicking them, he's elbowing their skulls in half. Halfway through the fight, he even channels his Super Saiyan Ultra instinct like a total badass. It's sleek, it's gory, and it's cool as hell. The Muay Thai style and Guyver kicks became so popular that Scott Adkins made a whole career out of it. Up next, we have Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. Pop culture's favorite martial arts fight scene. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and his hairy chest. That particular funny thing aside, the showdown between two great fighters in the Way of the Dragon is everything you would want in a fight. Bruce Lee with his Tai Chi and Chuck Norris with his Tang Soo Do. The East meets the West, and Bruce Lee meets Chuck Norris's hairy chest. Okay, my bad, I won't do any more, but I couldn't help laughing at it in the first place, okay? Anyway, this was one of Chuck Norris's earliest rodeos, and he started it with getting his ass whooped by Bruce Lee. Don't get me wrong, we know Chuck Norris is a great fighter, but a young Norris can hardly match the agility and the skill of Bruce Lee. Lee directs a perfectly choreographed fight scene with a lot of tension and kicks. When a fight takes place inside the friggin' Colosseum in Rome, you know it's gonna be rad. In the runner-up spot, we have UWAIS versus ARIF Rahman. The Raid has the best fight scenes. The Raid 2 has even better ones. The epic kitchen clash between Rama and the assassin was one for the ages. It's fast and it's bloody breathtaking. UWAIS and ARIF Rahman take the gore a notch higher than you've ever seen in any martial arts movie before. Rama gets the better of the assassin in most parts of the fight, but the moment he takes out his karambit is a different ball game altogether. Karambits are pretty painful when they kiss your body, and both fighters fight through the blood and pain till the last moment. Rahman's final blow on the throat seals the deal, but the kitchen fight was one relentlessly hardcore bit of action. Something about kitchens and awesome scenes. Just ask Quicksilver, hey? Taking the number 1 spot is the end fight from Ong Bak 2, and the hour is here. He came, he fought, he conquered. Tony Jaa let all hell break loose in the end of Ong Bak 2, an army of sword-wielding masked henchmen versus one angry Tony Jaa. Sounds like an equal fight to me, actually. Say whatever you want about the film, but the lengthy fight sequence at the end more than made up for it. Ting uses all kinds of martial arts styles and multiple weapons such as bamboo and swords to fight the hundreds of fighters who are almost as good as him. The entire fight is a grand masterclass of martial arts with action filled to the brim. Ting doesn't get a breather, and you wouldn't get one either. The masked henchmen are the elite badasses, but Tony Jaa still comes out alive, probably because he had a plot armor thicker than any weapon. Respect. There are many things that are wrong in this world, but the martial arts fights in movies, that's not one of them. Comment down your favourite fight scenes among these and let us know which ones we missed out on. Recommend your favourite martial arts fights and we might just make a Volume 3 out of them. We've already made the Volume 1 of this martial arts series, so make sure you do check that one out as well. Punch the like button, share it with fellow martial arts lovers, and kick the subscribe button for our channel TV Regent. We'll see you soon.